This is the Real Good Procast with your hosts, Declan DeBarb, Ian Blumenthal, and Marshall Heath.
Welcome back to the Real Good Procast on a very snowy night in Ottawa. My name is Declan DeBarp, as always. To my left, a man known as Ian Blumenthal.
Hi, Mom.
And to my right, Marshall Healy.
Hi, Ian's mom.
The Barbs is the best.
Barbara is a saint.
And if you didn't realize by now, we're trying something new this week. We've got the camera rolling, so now you're graced with our beautiful faces.
Yeah, we're big Canada fans, and Declan is okay.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You know who's not okay?
Like a lot of people.
But specifically,
Specifically in Western Canada.
I don't know.
why has anything happened recently?
I don't know. I think Connor McDavid is pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
But the team around him and the general organization and everything else is not.
Hey, the organization got slightly better today.
Did it.
Yeah, I woke up at 2:15 a.m. and it's because I went to bed at like 11 p.m. Woke up at 2 because that's a regular sleep schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And I go on Instagram. The first thing I see is Peter Chiarelli has been fired by the Edmonton Oilers. First thing I do, send image to Marshall and Declan. And then I got responses in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was greeted with that news as I rolled out of bed this morning. And I think this might be the smartest move the Edmonton Oilers have made in a decade.
Yes, because Peter Chiarelli is trash at being a GM. Please hire him another team so that
Preferably in the Eastern Conference, maybe
Like-
in the Atlantic Division, maybe Tampa.
look at that.
Great minds think alike.
Tampa's
Exactly.
not that stupid, but I think Florida is. I think Florida might really
Yeah,
pull
maybe
the
trade
trigger.
Trocheck for
Trade Trocheck for Peter Chiarelli.
Andreas Janssen. That's fair.
Do you think Peter Chiarelli would clear waivers?
Peter Chiarelli did clear waivers. That's what getting fired is. It's pretty much what happened.
So I just want to read you some of his highlights as a GM. So
Oh, this should be fun. This is a long list of things because it sounds like it's going to be a long list of Peter Chiarelligans. I tried to make it like shenanigans as Chiarelligans, but like Peter Chiarelligans. Did that not work?
not even close.
I won't say it didn't because I'm not that mean. Just say, just go ahead, Declan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So I just want to start June 27th, 2015, where on the second day of the draft, Peter Chiarelli acquired Cam Talbot.
That's a great get, isn't it?
Genius.
He traded Cam
Well, it was
Talbot.
good for like 1 year.
Traded
remember?
Cam Talbot and a 7th-round pick to the New York Islanders for a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 7th-round choice. We'll move ahead. February 27th of 2016. Chiarelli dealed struggling defender Justin Schultz to the Pittsburgh Penguins for a 3rd-round pick. Schultz later picked up 41 points on his way to a 2nd Stanley Cup with Pittsburgh.
Do you think
Yeah.
Schultz sent Chiarelli a thank you note? 'Cause if I were him, I would.
Do you think he went to Edmonton to spend his day with the Cup with Peter Chiarelli?
I mean,
Well, like Peter
he's
Chiarelli
the
already
reason
had a
he
day
got the
with the
cup.
cup.
Yeah.
So, like you can talk.
Yeah, that's the thing,
You can
like,
talk shit all
Chiarelli-
you want.
Chiarelli actually has won a Stanley Cup
Yeah.
championship.
Say,
Now,
you
the
know
team,
who hasn't won a Stanley Cup? Wait, has Lou Lamoriello won a Stanley
Yes.
Cup?
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but
I was about to do something, but then I was like, damn. What
But
about
the-
Brian Burke? GM Brian.
Has Brian Burke
I
won a
don't
Stanley Cup?
I think he's won a cup because he was with Vancouver forever, and they didn't.
They have never won a Stanley Cup.
Hasbro? I don't know.
I don't.
I know Randy Carlisle did.
Wait, Vancouver has never won a Stanley Cup. I'm
Nope,
right.
never.
Yeah. Same with the Sens. Marshall.
Technically,
Technically,
yes.
Yes and
Technically,
yes?
technically, they have never won a Stanley Cup.
Then why are there banners in the arena?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Claiming
Because Nashville has a banner that says Western Conference Champions and also another banner that says Divisional Champions.
Yeah, but everyone has those.
Not,
everyone.
not two.
What?
They rose 2 banners this year. That was like Western.
Oh yeah,
Conference
no, that's
champion.
stupid. Like we,
Did
yeah,
they also
we,
raise one for the presidents? Did they win the presidents? I think they did.
like we,
Tampa won the president.
like,
Or was it Nashville?
Ottawa has won conference championships. We've never risen a banner for that. We've just hung a banner and it's like,
you're
cool,
right.
it's there.
It was Nashville.
Okay, boys, let's stay on topic. Why don't we talk about, I would argue, the worst deal that Peter Chiarelli ever did, and that's Hall for Larson, 1-for-1.
I like that deal, honestly. Like, that was, when it happened, I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is what they need. I'm kidding. That was a terrible trade. Everyone hates that trade. Hall is so much.
Can I remind
So
you
much
that he
better.
then went on to win the Hart Trophy?
Last year,
Edmonton.
Taylor Hall is a phenomenal player, and they gave up on him so quickly.
Edmonton has a history of doing that. Within a couple of days, it always seemed.
The only
they just
person-
did that with Spooner.
Yeah, remember they traded him, and then what's his name? Yeah. No,
They traded for
they
him,
traded for him, and then they put him on waivers, and then
so they got Jordan Eberle
for
for
nothing.
nothing.
No. They traded away Taylor Hall for nothing.
They trade away Jordan Eberle for nothing because Jordan Eberle turned into Strome, and Strome
Yeah,
turned
turned
into
into
Spooner,
Spooner.
and Spooner is now
Yeah, but-
nothing.
But
And Taylor
I
Hall
would prefer
became
to trade Taylor Hall. I mean Eberle for nothing than Hall for nothing.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
but ideally you don't do either if you're a Stanley Cup winning GM.
Stanley Cup winning. I think just competent person.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
but
sorry.
if you have the pedigree that he's supposed to have, then you're not supposed to be the person making those questionable deals.
Why don't we move on? With just 2 days after he made probably the worst decision he ever has, he locked Edmonton up into one of the worst contracts in the NHL with Milan Lucic.
And then he took 18 months for him to be a 2-goal in a game scorer. And that was the big thing.
They
he was so bad, and then he got like 2 goals in the game, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is the turning point." It's like, no, he's still trash.
They envisioned Lucic playing on the same line as McDavid.
Yeah, they wanted him. They wanted him to be like on the Bruins in 2011. Chiarelli's trying to build this, or was sorry.
No, he still is.
No, he was. He's fired.
Okay. Oh,
That's
he
why I
was.
said was. That's why I corrected myself. He was trying to build the 2011 Boston Bruins with the same Milan Lucic from that time, and then use McDavid instead of like, I don't know what.
Bergeron.
No, Bergeron's too defensive, but like their star player Bergeron. Sure, go ahead.
To continue, the Jordan Eberle move for Strome in 2017. Jordan Eberle is very good. He's captain. He has one of the greatest moments in all of
World Junior.
World Junior history.
The
was
greatest
crazy.
Canadian moment, I would say.
Yeah.
For a guy who they traded for nothing, as we mentioned before. Then they traded Strome for Spooner not too long ago. I think we talked about that.
Hey, that was a good trade.
Then they fired McClellan, a very successful coach with the San Jose Sharks, replaced him with Ken Hitchcock.
And then they started winning a little bit, and now they are very close to the playoffs, if not in a playoff spot right now.
Are they? I thought I saw that they were 7th in the Pacific.
Yeah, never mind. You're right. They're only 3 points out, though.
Yeah. No.
Like, because the Western Conference is trash.
And then not
Sorry, that's
too
not a
long
shot on
ago,
the Western
just
Conference.
at the end of the end of the year, Edmonton traded for Manning and Petrovic. Keep in mind, Manning was the one who broke Connor McDavid's collarbone,
Mm-hmm. But apparently, like,
and are
he
basically replacement level players.
But apparently, he got like a text from Connor McDavid being like, "Welcome to his team." Like,
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but
what else
Connor's-
would you
yeah,
say?
Connor's the captain. He has to do that.
It's not Connor's fault.
No, and
That
that
Connor's being a good guy.
and that speaks to the whole like let's free Connor from this organization because it's such a cesspool of I could use worse language, but I'm not going to because I get punched by the producer. Please continue, Declan.
And yesterday, if not one of the dumbest moves in Edmonton Oilers history, they
Koskinen?
signed a guy who has 28 games of NHL
27.
experience.
I think it was 27.
It's 28. I checked this
Okay,
one. 28 games of NHL experience
Yeah,
to a $4.5 million
they're paying,
contract average.
they are paying him more per year than any of their defensemen. I just
Peter
checked Cap
Chiarelli.
Friendly. That is true. They're paying.
That's because their defensemen are
back-
trash.
Well, they have Adam
But
Larson.
then they also still have Cam Talbot under contract, so they have to get rid of him.
Their defensemen are Adam Larson, Chris Russell, Darnell Nurse, Brandon Manning, Alex Petrov, Matthew Benning, Kevin Gravel. They're paying their backup goalie, who has less than half a year of experience, more than any of their goalies.
Remember when
Also, I would
Chris
just like to
Russell-
say 9-10 save percentage on the year.
Remember when Chris Russell scored on his own net to make the Leafs win last year?
And the Kadri laughed in his face.
Yeah, I just remembered that, and it's just still so funny.
Like
Sorry,
this
Nico.
goalie has the 5th highest average per year on the Edmonton Oilers right now. The 5th highest.
I'd like
Well,
to
I think he should be making 12.7. Like, he's obviously better than McDavid. Like, he's more important to the team.
Makes sense.
I don't know why they didn't crank up that price a little bit.
Well, he should have
And-
used
and
the
the term.
comparison of McDavid to get
exactly.
more money.
Be like, inflation, bro. It's been 2 years since that contract was signed. Or
So
one.
if anything, Koskinen deserves $14 million. I just want to bring into play a comparable. I heard this on the Dangle podcast.
Nylander makes too much money. Sorry.
Is that your comparable, Declan?
That's what I thought your comparable
Was
would be.
did he?
I'm going to
realize-
talk about Carter Hutton.
Ah.
Thanks. But Carter Hutton on the year, 9-12. Not too different from Koskinen's 9-10.
And he's an established NHL goalie who has been here for years.
And do you know how much Koskinen makes? Or
Per-
Hutton makes?
per
I think he
year.
makes like 3 something.
Just about 2.
Oh.
Just
Per-
2.5, I believe.
Per year, 2.5. That's okay.
For a player who is established in the NHL
Yeah.
with a decent body of work with a very similar save percentage.
And is killing it with Buffalo this year.
Edmonton! Like, what are they doing?
And
And-
Edmonton, that was Chiarelli, and then they fired him
Yeah,
because they
and
were
the
like,
thing-
hey, this was the last time.
But the thing
they
is
were like,
this-
we can't do this anymore.
But
Well,
it's
the thing is,
so
that was-
clearly due to fan reaction.
And this deal had been in the works since December.
And Mark Spector had reported that the Koskinen deal was only negotiated by Peter Chiarelli. Because
However-
why?
However,
But it was given, as confirmed by TSN later in the day, team approval.
What is team approval?
basically Bob Nicholson knew
Yeah,
and
okay.
said, "Okay, this is cool with me." And then he saw the fans' reactions, like,
And it was like,
Peter, do you want to come to my office
Yeet!
during this?" Now, can we talk about this for a second?
Go.
Do you know when Peter Chiarelli was exactly fired? What time?
It was during the second intermission, so he
second
could leave the building
intermission.
quietly.
They don't play a game now till February 2nd at like ever, and they wanted to do it during the second intermission. He couldn't have come in at any time after the game. Say tomorrow.
No,
Say
they saw
today.
it during and-
Say during the All-Star game. Come in then and clean your office. No, let's leave you before the game's even over. Like, what organization is this? The one that it's an organization that has Wayne
It's the
Gretzky on its
boys'
payroll.
club.
It is a
If you
old
look,
man
It
boys
is
club.
The boys club.
If you look at their front office, it is just the 80s Oilers.
I want to say, is there anybody in the front office who is either not on the 80s roster or not related to somebody from the 80s
Yeah, 'cause
roster?
Keith Gretzky right now is the interim GM.
If you were an NHL GM, why are you not calling the Edmonton Oilers every single
Pierre
minute of every day?
Pierre Dorian,
If I was
he's
Dubas,
not
man, I would have fleeced him for so much.
Pierre-
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for Nikita Zaitsev, please.
Pierre Dorian,
Hey,
if
we
you
need
are not,
right-handed shot defenseman.
and here's the thing though, Edmonton is technically only 4 points out of playoff spot. They could still make
3.
no. 53 is in. They're at 49.
They're 52 is in.
52 is out. I just
52.
okay. Sorry, yeah, Walker. I was looking at the division. Sorry. So the 3 points out. Ian, you're right. There's
Marshall,
3
you
points
arguing
out.
with me? You come into my house.
Let's just focus on Declan, okay?
You come into Declan's house.
Thanks, guys.
Edmonton is 3 points out from playoff spot. They could realistically still make it after changing both coaches and GMs this year. They're going to get to a point in the next, say, 4 weeks where they are not going to make the playoffs and their price is going to go up or down depending on who they want. And if someone like Pierre Dorian, who knows he's not going to sign both Stone or Duchesne, can get something, do it now. Do it as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But who would you want from Edmonton?
Well, let's go through their
I don't think
roster.
they
what
have-
would you trade away to get?
Well, the only 3 people that
Would you
Ottawa
go for Talbot?
the only 3 people Ottawa would trade are Stone, Duchesne, and Dzingel. I don't want to trade Dzing.
What
Because
about Shabbat, bro? That guy's not even that good.
you come in to Declan's house. So I mean, we're not going to get McDavid,
title of the
Draisaitl. I don't want Lucic. I don't think they're going to trade Ryan.
You sure you don't want? Listen, it's the Edmonton Oilers, man. They do anything.
No, it's Peter Chiarelli.
And the only other person they have, only other two of the people they have under contract for next year, Zach Kassian and Kyle Brodziak, and a restricted free agent next year, Colby Cave. I don't really want to trade Duchesne or Stone for those guys unless I'm getting first round, second round in return.
They're going to trade a pick.
I don't think they will after they fired Chiarelli.
Okay, true. They were looking to trade a pick, but now that
There's-
Chiarelli's
they're-
gone,
they're
they're
still
probably
three-
not looking to trade a pick.
They're
It's
still
the start
3
of
points
another
out.
rebuild.
But there's only 3 points out. If they make the playoffs, what do they say to their fans? We make the playoffs, but we want to rebuild it. That'll piss them off even more.
And Hitchcock might want to stay if they make the playoffs.
I don't think Hitchcock's not going to stay unless he has a say in hockey operations.
Yeah, 100%.
He's at this age with a guy like McDavid. He wants to be able to work with this.
He wants to win a cup in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and with McDavid at that talent, you should be able to win in the next couple of years if you're not stupid.
If you have a 5 out of 10 team with McDavid on it, it's an 8 out of 10 team.
If you had competent wingers, the most abundant supply in the entire league, they would be a playoff team.
Yeah.
They haven't had necessarily horrible goaltending. Cam Talbot hasn't been great, but Koskinen
They need
at a 9-10 is about league average.
they need
if they had the
consistent.
Marlies wingers, they'd be a playoff team.
Yeah, if they were to get lucky with Calgary goaltending, just get lucky, get someone that just has a good year, they would be fine. Especially since Hitchcock likes to play a more defensive style that doesn't allow as many shots.
I do have to say though, did you guys see Draisaitl's goal last night? It was nuts. He batted it out of the air. McDavid got an assist, obviously.
Everybody's talking about wasting McDavid's career. Man, Draisaitl looks like a great player. But
yeah, but
not
everyone
talks.
but then everyone talks about how he's just piggybacking off McDavid, and without McDavid, he's not that good. But he's pretty solid, man.
Oh yeah,
He's a really good player.
But McDavid's generational.
And also, everybody is seen through the lens of their contract. He's not an $8.5 million player.
Draisaitl?
Yeah. I think he's Nylander-esque, and I would give him about...
I think he's
better
better than
than that.
Nylander, but
I think because
I think that Marner is better than him.
but is he better than Pasternak?
I think he could be.
No.
I think because Draisaitl is number 2 there, he's worth that amount because they don't have anyone better, so you have to pay him what he's worth. Otherwise, he
true.
leaves.
No, yeah, of course.
You can say if they had a better player like a Marner or even Mark Stone, they could say, well, you're not as good as this guy, so you're not going to get as much money.
Yeah.
But the problem is Edmonton's kind of screwed themselves with trading away Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle, and they had to pay him more than he's worth.
Yep.
So, speaking of Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle, do you want to go through what their team could be?
Oh my God.
With no GM interference.
Yeah,
You
let's do
have
it.
this, right,
I
Ian?
have a list.
Yeah.
So, top line. McDavid centering Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle.
That's
I mean,
a stupid line.
That's a Canada World Cup team.
Yes, I was gonna say that's
First
an
line.
Olympic
Yeah.
line.
Maybe with Eberle maybe not first line, but Hall and McDavid, yes.
And isn't that exactly what the Oilers need right now? Competent defensemen? Or competent
What?
wingers?
Oh, yeah. Second line. If they had used the pick that they traded away, they could have got Matt Brazel along with Jesse Puljujarvi on one wing and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the other wing. Third line would have been Draisaitl with Pouliot and I can't say his name.
Yamamoto?
Yeah, Yamamoto. And then
That's Kyler, brother of... What's his? Keanu.
fourth
For
line.
everyone that's watching this on the video, Declan is just walking around.
We don't know what he's doing.
stuff. We don't know what's going on.
I had a
but
wet
we're gonna
sock.
continue.
It was very uncomfortable.
And then the fourth line would have Yakupov, Benson, and Chiari. So this team, forward-wise, would be pretty
Their
good.
defense is pretty much the same trash, but
I would argue they have one of the best lines in the entire NHL.
what the Eberle, Hall, McDavid.
That would be a top 5 line easily,
Easily.
if not top 3.
Yeah,
I would
'cause
say.
it'd
I'd
be
say
Jamie Benn's line.
Boston,
It would be
Pasternak's
the
line.
Pasternak line.
And if they ever wanted to
then
put
The Colorado line.
the Colorado line.
and then they ever wanted to put Marner and Matthews.
They're playing tonight
And
together.
Martin and
though.
Matthews are together.
And
It's
but who's their
crazy.
other guy?
Nylander,
Matthews
Tavares,
and
Kadri.
Hyman.
Well, yeah. If you put
Is that
Tavares,
tonight's line?
Yeah. Matthews and Martin are playing together
thought-
tonight.
yeah, but
and they're
Tavares
saying like it's the
centerman,
first time they're actually
so-
ever starting a game together.
Fair.
That's crazy. I'm excited. Should
Yeah.
be good.
No, it should be really good, and it could be equal to what Edmonton could have had, but instead they are. At this point, I wonder if Daryl Katz's kid is running the show because he might as well at this point. So, I don't know. It's Edmonton's a mess. God bless their fans.
At like Talbot's gonna get traded. Like honestly, where do you see him going?
He has 1 year left on his deal. I don't think he necessarily needs to be traded. Yeah, it would be nice to
What are they gonna do
get some.
otherwise?
Let him go in free agency.
Yeah, but like
no,
they're
they can't.
over cap.
and they're already.
Oh right, they're what 1.7 over
1.7
cap.
million over cap.
So they need to make some moves.
Yeah. Oh. Them again. Dubas, please. Keith Gretzky probably doesn't have all his brain cells. Let's go.
Poor Oilers fans, man. Like they're like on Twitter, they're one of the worst. But I genuinely feel bad for them.
We're in Alberta.
I genuinely feel bad for Oilers fans.
Yeah, me too.
Oilers fans are us from the Dave Nonis days.
Could you see possibly a Bobrovsky for Talbot trade? Because Bobrovsky needs to get
No,
out.
because Bobrovsky is sick at Talbot
but
is
they're
not
going.
sick
But he's
at
going to be
hockey.
gone.
And
Yeah, 'cause
also-
he's going to be gone, but not 1-for-1. Edmonton
I'm
would
not saying-
need to give up their first round pick.
I'm not saying it's 1-for-1, but I'm saying Bobrovsky's going to be leaving sooner or later. Columbus is in a playoff spot.
What would that trade look like?
Yeah, but-
you think?
There would be picks going both ways, but higher picks going from Edmonton to Columbus.
Do you think it would just be picks, or do you think that the Oilers would need to throw in a guy like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
or like
No.
Pugliarvi.
No.
They're gonna
They
trade
They
prospects.
need to throw in something. No, they would.
What about would they also trade Panarin with Bob?
No, I think what Columbus is going to do, and everything I've heard, is that they're going to load up and try and keep Panarin and let Bob walk because they have guys in the minors that can come up. They have what's his name? I'm blanking. This is going to bother me.
Okay, well, just what I
Who's
think
Color-
about that.
I'm going to figure this
What I
out.
think about that, other than Boston, who might have an issue with Rask being injured, what other playoff team needs a goalie? Then maybe Columbus because of Bobrovsky. I can't think of. I'm just looking through the list. Tampa, no. Toronto, no. Islanders, no. Washington, no. Montreal, no. Pittsburgh, no.
Talbot is trash.
Yeah, if I'm a
If I
playoff
was a
team,
playoff
I don't
team,
want.
like Chicago and Tampa, there would be teams with cap availability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, if it worked, it works. But if not, then they're gonna have to let Talbot walk. Yeah.
I see that as the only smart option. You're not gonna get. You're not. I don't think you can recoup assets on Cam Talbot. I think the only smart move for Edmonton is to ride him out, let him play backup all year, and then let him walk in free agency.
But then, how do you deal with your cap situation this year?
You make one other move. It's 1.7. We're not talking.
It's not a huge. I see what you mean.
Because if I'm the Oilers, I'm doing everything I can to keep Jesse Puljujärvi. He's the brightest prospect that they look like they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. The Oilers are developing team. I didn't want to be too mean, so developing is the best I could do.
That's fair.
Now, Marshall, does Edmonton make you feel good?
If Dorian can maybe pull, if Dorian can do what other teams do to him and fleece Edmonton, they make me feel really good. Because they make Ottawa look like they have it actually together. Because also, Ottawa hasn't been in the news this calendar year.
Yeah, because they're trash.
No, but they were trash all year and they were still in the news for a lot
Yeah,
of
but that's because
awful
they had
stuff.
Uber scandal.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. And they haven't been in the news in over a month, and that's actually something impressive for
I think
Ottawa.
that's because partially because of the lawsuit that's going on with your brilliant owner.
Who might lose his team?
God, hope he does.
Yeah.
God bless Jim Ruddy, and I hope he gets some money together.
All I
But-
can say is that I don't think it's just Peter Chiarelli.
No, it's
No,
not.
yeah.
It's the entire organization.
Well, what?
Ground up.
And I mean, we saw what a completely new look Toronto Maple Leafs looked like when they changed their president. That was the biggest move. I
When
would
we
argue
got Brendan Shanahan.
when we got Brendan Shanahan, it was the start of everything. There's the
yeah,
rumor.
because they call it the Shanahan plan for a reason.
It was a culture change, and
And
that's what. They
By
went
God, that's
from
what Edmonton needs.
Randy Carlisle hockey to not Randy Carlisle hockey.
To Horachuk.
Yeah, that was a
That was a
testing
dark
time.
That was a
Testing.
dark time.
Testing.
I'm just trying to find what.
But
yeah,
if,
no.
if we don't want to look at Edmonton and be all sad anymore,
I just
like,
wanna
we
s-
can look at one. Okay,
Just
go.
this is what Pierre Bouron called the money quote from Bob Nicholson. There's something in the water here in Edmonton that we don't have right, and we gotta get that figured out. That's exactly what's the problem there. There's just something
Something in the water.
fundamentally
Probably
wrong.
chlorine.
That would be an issue for Edmonton. Yeah, there's just something fundamentally wrong with there. But if you want to talk happier, we can always talk Toronto.
Well, no, we can talk like, we can stay in Alberta, but it's just real quick on Calgary. Like they're retiring a nice number, Jerome McGinley, number 12.
Great guy,
It's just great guy.
Salt of the earth.
So
One
yeah,
of my favorite players ever to play the game.
I remember that old commercial that used to be. It was like, I think it was during the 2010 Olympics. It was like Vapo Rub or whatever, and it was like Jerome McGinley like showing up in a hotel room, and it would be like he'd have like big Vapo Rub, so like he was like, "Be ready for the game" or whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
I
it
think
was
you've
a-
lost your mind, buddy.
I think it was a commercial that was in the 2010 Olympics, and it was just 8 or 9 years ago now. So big think.
Yeah, but good for Jerome McGinley. It's good to see he's getting his recognition in Calgary.
Yeah, he deserves
What
it.
a fantastic career he had.
He didn't start playing hockey till he was 12, right?
I'm not
Which is
sure.
crazy.
But one of the best, in my opinion, ever to play the game. Calgary overall is having a good season and
Man.
currently second in the NHL.
They're so good. First place in the Western Conference. Like the only team that's better than them right now, like statistically, is Tampa, which is insane. Like Goudreau, Kachuk, Monahan, and Lindholm all have 57 plus points.
They were the first team to have 4 players hit 50 points this year. Something that we didn't mention last time.
Yeah. So, and Giordano, man, he's in conversation for Norris. He averages like 25 minutes a night, and they're hot.
Oh, I see what you did there, because it's a flame.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Why don't we move on to our team?
Your
Uh,
team.
Our team.
Buds.
Yours
all
team.
day.
Yours team.
What?
Well, it's yours too, not mine.
Our team.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I think
Are we
said
talking
our-
about grammar right now? Because I don't do grammar.
No, I'm just saying Toronto's not our team. It's your guys' team.
Well, I looked at Ian,
I know.
denoting that it was our team.
But
and
not-
with our new video, I think the viewers on YouTube understood that.
Just talk about how good.
Yeah.
Toronto is.
Yeah, okay, bud.
Thanks, producer Seb.
Are you freaking out, Ian?
No. Dubas calmed me down. He had a press conference yesterday, and it was all good. 13 minutes of him talking calmed me down. Because Kyle Dubas is a smarter man than I am. So anything that he says, I'm like, okay!
Put that on my gravestone.
Kyle Dubas is a smarter man than myself. Like, I'll tattoo that on my butt.
Notch.
Oh, God damn it.
So,
Guys, we're going to have a viewing party of my tattoo. It's going to be fun.
so just to be
Live
clear,
podcast live stream?
Okay,
so
what
no,
up?
so 1 win in 5 games. You're not worried.
Nope.
Okay. Is
Well-
that because the win came against Tampa in a convincing fashion? Is that part of the reason? Like, if that had come against,
I think
say,
if we-
Ottawa, would you be as not worried right now?
No, I
I just think it's a rough stretch in the season that every team has, and we haven't really had a rough stretch.
No, and
Other than
if
this
there
in
was
the
a time
season.
for the All-Star game to come, now is it.
Yeah, you get a nice
So you
break,
guys
and then
are-
everyone comes back rusty. So I'm excited.
Yeah, everyone's back rusty.
I think the team hasn't been horrible.
no,
I don't think they've
Well,
not looked-
except for Florida, that was
Yeah, no. But I
That was
missed
a
that.
rough
I
game.
have to say I missed that game. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was the worst game they played all
I
year.
also missed that game.
We missed the perfect one.
I actually watched the game. It was great for me.
I'm waiting. Okay. Thanks, producer Seb.
But no, I don't think the sky is falling. I think
Okay.
that they'll figure it out. I honestly, the only thing that I think is going wrong, the power play isn't clicking. I think they're running at
Well, they're also
Oh.
jumbling up the power play a little bit. Like
I think it's 5% since the the beginning of
trash.
December.
It's literally since Christmas. It's been like 5%.
But like, these players are good. These players know how to win. They'll figure it out.
Real good players, and they know how to win. They compete every night, and we have full 60 pucks deep.
When the hell
Hey.
did Mike Babcock get in here?
I know. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going with you guys?
I can't complain, Mike. We're just recording a pod here.
Well, that's real good of you. So, do you guys work hard on this pod? You edit, you do everything nice?
Oh yeah, buddy. Can I ask you what you think about William Nylander's slump?
Well, real good players know how to get through these tough times. This is when they get real tested, and I think Willie's got a real good ethic out there. He's just not going in. He's working hard every night. I see him going. He's just not putting up points right now, but I'm sure that it's a testing time, and now once he breaks out of it, he's going to be a real good producer for this team, and I don't see us not crossing paths more with him. I like him a lot.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for stopping by.
Maybe come by next week.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I think William Nylander is not a concern, and Twitter needs to shut up.
Yeah, man, Twitter is a dumpster fire. I hate Twitter. Twitter's my least favorite website on the planet.
Is that
Twitter can be the freaking best, but it can also be the worst.
is that
Even
because
when the
they
Leafs
make-
are good, it's all the Albertans going, the Leafs suck. Ah, ah. And then when the Leafs are awesome, it's all the Albertans, ha, Leafs suck. And I'm like,
and
go away.
Don't forget about the Habs fans that have resurfaced recently.
Jacques.
This podcast has gone off the rails, eh, boys?
Yeah, okay. So more
It's
about
not a worse
Toronto.
one.
Trevor Moore got recalled on an emergency basis.
Yeah, Yanni's out with concussion. There's no update on him. All I can say is I hope he gets better. He's really turned it on recently, eh?
No, I know. At the beginning of the year, he wasn't playing as well as he did last year, and I was like noticing it. But over the past like 2 months, he's been firing all cylinders. He's really fast. Like he's going everywhere he needs to be. He's always where the puck is. He's digging hard. And when he was playing with Tavares and Marner, that line was nuts. They were buzzing out there 5-on-5. Oh my!
No, I don't. I think Toronto, their biggest. I think they won't have a. I think they're almost like the. I won't say they're not like the Warriors right now, but I think them, Tampa, throw in not Calgary because the West is more competitive, but those two can almost just cruise to the playoffs because it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters whether Toronto finishes second or third in the division.
They're gonna play man, if we play Boston and we don't have home ice advantage,
I don't think it matters that much.
It's
think
gonna
it
be bad
matters
for my
so
mental
much.
health.
Just,
It's gonna be bad for my
I can't
mental
have a
health.
Game 7 at TD Garden, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah, well,
Game
I
seven,
don't
I
think,
can't do it. I
I
won't
don't-
watch.
I don't think it will get to a game 7.
I think the Leafs will win in like 6.
I think they won at 5.
I think if the Leafs can pick up a right-handed defenseman,
Yeah, and they're looking
and
right now.
not a great one. They don't need a great one. They don't need a Petrangelo. I don't think they need a Dougie Hamilton.
Well,
They need a serviceable right-handed defenseman who can move the puck effectively.
speaking about serviceable right-hand defenseman, apparent report today, Leafs are in scouting Hurricanes defenseman. Most believe for it to be, is it Brett Pesh?
Brett Pesce.
Oh.
Yeah, of the Carolina Hurricanes, he's 24. He makes $4 million for the next 6 years.
That is
so
not bad.
It's not horrible
Jake
for
Gardner is
a top 4
$6
defenseman.
point something million a year defenseman, and he is questionable.
6.4? Are you sure?
No. Jake Gardner is gonna make 6.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. I said 6.4. I meant like $6 to $7 million next year on the open market. That's what he's gonna make.
Yeah, I think some team is going to pay him a ridiculous amount of money next year. And good for Jake. I
I like Jake.
I've been a big fan of Jake Gardner since he came to Toronto. He didn't have to turn out. He was in a deal.
I miss Luke Shen, who recently got traded. So that was a thing that happened.
But just staying on
Yeah, sorry.
Toronto.
Luke
yeah,
Shen, Luke's troops.
I don't think Brett Pesce would be a bad idea.
What
we would
about,
Who are we gonna trade?
they would want a top 6 forward.
Cameron.
Wall. Your top 6 forwards are like
Top-
top 3 forwards.
No, our top six
line.
are like
Top line. Yeah.
What?
Your top 6 forwards
our
are...
top 6 forwards are like
Our
in
top
our top
nine.
9.
Well,
Like we have 9
that's-
players that are top
okay,
6 forwards.
Well, and I was going to say that your true top 6 would be on the top line of any other team.
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to trade away your second line. You're going to trade away someone from your third
yeah,
line.
because that would be a first line for someone else. 'Cause
Yeah.
they are trash and we are great.
Okay.
And who would you be willing to give up in a trade for Brett Pesce?
I don't want to say it, but like
If you say Nylander, I'm
like
gonna punch
honestly,
you in the
we're
face.
not going to be able to keep Kapanen next year.
man, I think we will.
Would it
And
hurt?
and Dubas has said he doesn't want to move Kapanen.
I know Kapanen's so good; he's got that speed, man. But like maybe a Trevor Moore draft pick because we are
Top 6 player.
What about
Trevor
Hunt?
Moore
Who?
is.
What about your boy?
Zachy?
Zach
They're not
Hyman?
trading Zach. Zach is not a top 6 player on any other
Yeah,
team.
no, I think
He did not. He wouldn't fit on most other
elite
teams.
forechecker can't shoot for shit.
Well, you're not trading Kadri. You're not trading. You're not going to trade. Okay, well, let's just go through who you're not going to trade. You're not going to trade Kadri.
Wait. Can I just say that they're looking for Jeff Skinner? That's exactly who Carolina's looking for. Jeff Skinner. That
Man.
they had
That
and
they
got fleeced.
And now he's a 30-something goals. Does he have 30? yet?
Ridiculous. A ridiculous amount of goals.
Yeah, I have him on
But,
fantasy.
sorry.
no big deal.
Continue, Marshall?
Do you want me to name off who? Basically, do you want me to name off the Toronto roster?
Yeah, could you?
Nylander.
Nylander, no. Tavares, no.
What?
Matthews,
I would trade Tavares.
Marner, no. Matthews, no. Marlowe, no. Kadri,
I would trade. I would trade Marlowe,
Marlowe.
but I don't think he would be enough for Pesce.
Yeah, maybe
Con-
Marlowe in a first.
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown is not a top. Is
Oh.
not a top 6
But
player.
Connor Brown is honestly, he picked up the Jets this year. On other teams, he could be a top 6, maybe a top 9.
Freddie,
But I think if the Leafs do run into cap trouble,
no,
Connor Brown would be a guy I'm looking to offload.
but like yeah, like after the, like you don't have many left. You have Moore, you have Lindholm, you have Kapanen, you have
But
Hyman.
we still got
and you have
guys in the
Gauthier.
minors. If we end
not-
up losing a Yanni or a Kapanen, yeah, we're gonna lose a winger. We got guys in the minors. Bracco's been looking sick. Like we have these guys.
Every trade is always Bracco Nilsson in a first. So,
What about Zaitsev?
man, there are teams that would take Zaitsev, and I don't know why. Zaitsev, though, first primary point in 125 games against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Which is 400 and something days.
Ouch.
425.
Yeah, his last goal came
That's
on.
exactly 1 year. Did you know that? It's a joke because our roommate yesterday, or no, it was our friend.
When did
this-
Mo
on
say
weekend?
this?
It wasn't Mo. It was Kieran.
Oh,
This weekend was like, man, 375 days. That's a perfect year. And then I went, huh? And he went, wait.
But the last time that Nikita Zaitsev got a primary point was in Montreal on November 19th, 2017. Can you guys guess how many players are still on the roster? Or how many players have left the roster?
At least 7.
Can you give me a number? One number.
He just said
Not at
7.
least. So 7?
Okay, so 9.
I'm gonna price right at 8.
It's 7.
Oh, are you kidding me? This is bull. I hate you.
That was the opposite of Price is Right, but it worked in my favor.
No, it didn't, because neither of us win. Price is Right. You have.
I was closer.
That doesn't. Price is Right isn't closer.
We're not playing Price is Right though.
Yeah, without going over. Yeah, we are. You just said Price is Right. It.
Yeah, so
if you say Price is
yeah,
Right, it means
I
we're playing.
knew-
Okay,
yeah, but I knew it wasn't-
This is a stupid
All I'm
conversation.
saying is I
I'm
knew it
moving
wasn't
on.
double
Most of
digits.
our conversations are stupid conversations.
Okay, so do we want to at all touch on the All-Star game in any way, or just
No,
skip
I
it?
think we can let it be.
Okay.
Let's-
I hope Snoop Dogg intros it again.
Oh
'cause
God!
last
If
year it was lit.
Snoop Dogg should do play-by-play for the All-Star
Yeah,
game.
it's so funny. Oh, look at that guy over there! Whoa!
I just,
Get him and Pierre Maguire together. That'd be great.
boys. Let's just talk.
This
Martin.
isn't the boys' club. This isn't Edmonton.
Holy shit!
Sorry.
Do I look like I scored a lot of points when the goalie sucked? No. That's Declan every time we talk about 80s hockey, and it pisses me off.
80s hockey isn't hockey. They didn't know how to do the butterfly.
Hey, Gretzky.
Your records suck, according to Declan.
no, he's fantastic.
By the way, Ovi is going to pass Gretzky.
What
I
is
will give you
Bold prediction.
Oh.
bold, not a bold prediction.
That is
That's
a
bold
hot
prediction.
take, buddy.
He
No, it-
needs like
He needs
I think
three,
it's like
no, 5.
6 more years of 30 goals seasons,
And he's
No.
he's on pace for 60 right now.
or 8 more years. Sorry,
That's
and it's 40. It's their 40 goal seasons.
oh,
No, 30.
Are
I think
you
it's
sure?
30. I think it's 8 30-year
33.
seasons.
It's 6 seasons till he gets to 40.
Yeah, 40.
No, that he gets
4
to
more. Oh,
Oh
sorry.
my
Sorry, boys. Seb off camera did 4 and then 0, and I thought he was correcting me to say that I'm right, but I'm just an idiot.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thanks, boys.
Ovi needs to get 33 and a half goals. That's the math. 33 and a half goals for the next 6 seasons till he's 40, which is not impossible considering he's about to get 60.
He's
say
not going to get
safe,
60 this
he's
year.
on pace for 60. Let's just make it 55 to say safe. He then
No,
needs,
55 is still a lot, man.
He's
He's got
what's he at?
33, 34, no,
38.
35, sorry. At least 35, because I knew he was like the first player to have like, in his first 50 games, at least 35 goals. Like, this is his 6th time.
He's at 36 goals right now. He's at 36 goals right now. He has a lot of time. I don't see how Ovechkin will not be able to. That's also assuming he just stops playing when he's 40. He could pull a Yager and just play till he's 44.
But with goal scorers, they tend to be fantastic until they drop off a cliff.
And who's to say when this guy's going to drop off a cliff?
No, that's true. I think Alexander Ovechkin is the best goal scorer ever to play in the NHL. Full stop. He's the single best player at putting the puck in the net.
I have no argument for that, because people have had like fucking 12 years or so whenever he was drafted, 05, 06.
I
They've had 12 years to figure out, oh no, that's 14 years, damn, to figure out how to stop that clap bomb from the top of the circle, and they have not done it.
And every time he gets out on the ice, you know what's going to happen, and nobody
And it
can
happens
stop it.
anyways. And even if it doesn't happen, then you got Backstrom and Oshie on that same power play, and it's crazy.
I mean, I have an argument against that for like at least 3 or 4 players that are around before the dead puck era. So Declan won't count it because they're from before the dead puck era. So I'm just not even going to bring that up.
But when have goalies ever been better?
About 15 years ago,
No.
dead puck era. We're not.
Oh.
We're out of it now. The dead puck era was the Lou Lamoriello early
When it was
2000s.
yeah. And
Now
I
it hasn't
know.
got amazing since then, but like it was
Scoring is
really
going up,
bad.
though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Scoring is going up.
Scoring's up this year.
Yeah,
but
this
it's all-
year.
yeah,
Small
but-
sample size. We can't say that for sure scoring is going up, but
I'm just saying that I think if you look at the likes of, and going way back, the Rocket, and then going further up to Gretzky and Bossy,
you're a man rocket. What?
to
Certified.
to Mike to Bossy, like I don't see how you can say without a doubt Ovechkin's better than Mike Bossy and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah,
Without
fair.
a doubt.
I still think Gretzky is the best hockey player to ever put on the skates.
Yeah, I mean we can do the Letterkenny argument if we want, but we're just going to be talking in circles.
Yeah, no.
So
I think when all is said and done, we can take stock of Alexander Ovechkin's career once it's over.
and also just saying you can't say he's the best player ever, and then also say he's not going to pass Gretzky. You can't say that in the same sentence.
Well,
Yes, I can.
yeah.
I think goalies are better now. So Gretzky's
There's
record.
so many other factors.
I
I'm
think
gonna
the
agree with
game.
Declan on
I
that.
So
think-
what you're
I
saying
think
is
the-
that if you
I
put
think
Ovech-
overall, every player in the league is now more skillful than when Gretzky played.
So okay, so you're arguing.
They're not all doing cocaine and drinking all the time.
So you're
Yeah,
arguing.
they work out and drink green smoothies.
I mean, cocaine was still around like 2 years ago.
Cocaine
Yeah,
is
but, like-
still around.
Yeah.
Like it's
no,
still
but
a
like
thing, but
relevant.
they don't do it at intermission.
So your argument is that the people
We have no
to-
clue. I'm just saving us from defamation lawsuits.
Yeah.
As what's her
Yes.
name? Our professor, as she read the Charter of Rights and Freedoms at us last week.
Yes,
Media law.
Wade Redden and
you.
Jason Spezza have never ever done cocaine. Never ever. Anyway,
Joffrey Lupul has never done
Yeah.
cocaine.
but like I'm just saying. So
Joffrey
your
Lupul.
your argument is not that Gretzky was way better than other people, but that the people now are better
Around
skillful.
him, yeah.
Yeah, I think Gretzky's a better player than Alexander Ovechkin but
Overall,
I think that
but I think at pure putting a puck in a net by itself with a shot.
Alexander
Gretzky.
Ovechkin is better.
I mean, yeah, Ovechkin.
Oh,
How did we get here from Marner and Matthews?
I don't know. We have to wrap this up anyway.
Yeah. So
I
let's.
don't know.
Do you,
Just Can I just get some thoughts on like the two suspensions that happened recently? Paul Byron and Brian Johansson.
Shoot.
Johansson like
When did Johansson?
went to
I saw that.
Scheifele's head with his stick. It was 2-game suspension. To me, my personal opinion, it didn't look intentional. I think it was a weird play, and then when he came back down, he like just chopped Scheifele's head. And yes, he has to get suspended because it's bad, but I don't think he meant it, and I don't think it was like bad, like a really malicious play in any way.
I have to say I didn't see the Johansson one, so I can't come down on a verdict. So
It was interesting. Anyone watching it,
but if you want to talk Paul Byron, I think 3 games to the hit to the head. He's off his feet. It's a suspension every time.
Clearly to the head.
But applause to Paul Byron for coming out and taking responsibility for it and being like, my past play would indicate that this is not going to be reoccurring.
I don't think he meant to hit him in the head, but he was moving at a quick pace.
He hit him in the head
by accident. It happened,
and he was off his feet.
and he knew it.
Yeah.
And he like the second it happened, he was like, okay, that.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd be like, okay, I'm probably gonna get suspended.
Yeah. No. And he took it and he accepted it like a man and just continued on.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there's
totally
anything else you can do.
No, yeah.
You guys want to do predictions?
Yeah, we'll do predictions quick, and then we'll do trivia.
So are we doing this? Everyone does their own. No, we're going to do it the way we did. So
Yeah, yeah.
Go through
Read-
each category.
So each category and then read out what we said last time.
So I had last time the Jets versus the Pens with the Jets winning. Once again, I see no reason to change that. So I still have
Stanley
the Jets.
Cup?
Yes, the Jets winning the Stanley Cup against the Pens. Ian, you have Tampa over Nashville.
Tampa over San Jose.
And Declan, you have the Jets over Columbus.
I'm gonna still bet on Columbus.
Whoa.
Not who I thought you would stay of the two, but okay. Who do you have them beating or losing to?
The Calgary Flames.
Beating or losing? Who's winning?
I think that Columbus is gonna win the Stanley Cup. I think they're gonna make a big move at the trade deadline.
I think
Bold predictions
yeah,
with Declan.
that's a hotter take than my Ovi beating
I th-
passing Gretzky.
I think it's piping, but I could genuinely see
Piping
it
hot.
happening.
All right, Hart Trophy. I am different. I have McDavid because I think what's going on at Edmonton's going to help him in the end when they see how good he's doing. I'm going to stick with McDavid, and you both have Mikko Rantanen.
Okay,
Will
anyways.
you
Yeah,
keep
I-
Mikko?
I might switch to McDavid, honestly, on this one, because yes, Rantanen is still sick, but he has McKinnon, who can also get the Hart Trophy, and I think when you're playing on a line with someone that can also get the Hart Trophy, you're probably not going to get the Hart Trophy.
I'm gonna have
That's
to.
true.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to agree with both of you here. I think Connor McDavid is a man who is wearing an orange life vest while being held down by his entire team and organization.
Straight man rocket.
Straight man rocket.
What's that? What's
Speaking-
that picture? Like Gucci sunglasses, by the way.
Speaking of Rocket, for the Rocket Trophy, I have Ovi, and I have no reason to change that right now. Unless he gets hurt, I don't see how he loses the Rocket. You have currently Patrick Laine.
Yeah, I'm switching to Ovi.
Okay.
That's
And Declan,
Who do I have?
you currently have Pasternak.
Who has fallen off as of late.
Pasternak.
I'm gonna put my money on John Tavares. I see the Leafs having a rebound very recently, and Mitch
Jackies.
Marner is going to turn on the Jets, and John Tavares is going to continue.
You're not playing on the same line, dude.
No, but I'm sure they'll be put back together. And
What if Matthews and Marner break out and they like get like 100,000 points?
Going from that,
Okay,
Vesna,
sorry, continue. Yeah.
you and I both have Fredrik Anderson.
Frederic.
Will you be keeping Anderson as I am?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both keeping Freddie Anderson.
Freddie.
For some reason, Declan has John Gibson. I won't say for some reason, but you have John Gibson, the guy who gets the most shots of anybody.
It's just like the Ducks are no way making the playoffs.
Buddy, they're in a playoff spot right now, aren't they?
They're not going to make.
No?
No, they are not in the playoffs.
Are they not?
They are just outside the playoffs.
Ah.
I think
Um,
they're 1 point out of the playoffs.
I think I'm going to agree with you and come to Frederick Anderson.
All right, now I also skipped one because I didn't even. We
We're
all
just
have the
agreeing
same.
now.
We all have the same one because we all agree originally that McDavid will win the Art Ross. Now he's 5 points behind
Cooch?
Kucherov, and
Yeah, I
and
was.
Goudreau is between them. But 5 points out, McDavid can make that ground, maybe.
In
So
one game. In his
Yeah.
second season to get the 100 points, I think he got 5 points his last game or something.
yeah. So do we also have McDavid win the Art Ross?
Yeah, I think it's not. No way that Cooch. Yes, Cooch is sick, but
Cooch is sick and his team is sick.
yeah, his team is sick, but McDavid by himself is sicker.
Absolutely true.
Except they can't win hockey games.
Yeah, it's true.
Now for Norris, we don't all have different. You guys are riding the Toronto bandwagon. You both have Morgan Riley. Will you be keeping Morgan Riley?
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
The only one I would consider changing would be to Mike Giordano
Yeah, I would agree to change
or
to
Mark
Giordano.
I have John Carlson.
That's fair.
I'm going to change to Giordano because I don't know why not. And
Because he's
Calder,
trash.
for some reason, I put down to Chuck, and he has trailed off. So I'm going to put back down Pedersen, who you both have.
And I'm going to keep.
I'm gonna switch to John Tavares.
I'm going to switch to Trevor Moore.
You are keeping
Ian
Pedersen.
Blumenthal, Michigan State.
All right. That was January's predictions. I'm assuming you're keeping Pedersen.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't actually. You just said Tavares like
Okay,
5
guys, why don't we move on to trivia? I get to do it this week.
For the first time ever,
For the first time, because Declan doesn't know anything about hockey. This is gonna be interesting.
I
Good
literally
luck, Marshall.
for the last podcast, I literally had to pick his favorite player.
Okay, can we just move on?
No, I
You
want to keep
guys-
talking about this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to just start reading it.
Okay.
Okay.
Assholes.
Okay.
So,
Can
The
Ian
player-
see?
No.
the player that is the answer to my trivia question was born October 3rd, 1972 in Stockholm, Sweden.
Stupid. Henrik Lundqvist.
No.
Good shot in the dark.
Matt Sundin.
No.
Man, if it was Matt Sundin, I would have killed Seb. I would have been so mad.
I have an idea.
What?
the
Oh,
next
any
guess.
Swedish guy that's
No,
like,
I have
He was
my-
drafted 59th overall by the Hartford Whalers.
oh my god, get out of here.
Son of a bitch. I know this.
He was drafted by the Hartford Whalers. Man. What year was he drafted?
Naslund?
In 1990.
Naslin?
Who?
No? Okay, never mind. All right, that's my guess. I'm out for this round. Marcus Naslin.
He was drafted in 1990 or 91.
I assure you, you will both know who I'm talking about. I did not go with that obscure.
Yeah. No, I should know this because I like reading about Hartford, and I don't. I
5,
don't know this.
4,
Okay, I'm not going to get it off.
shot in the dark. Old Swede.
I honestly
No, okay. He played for Hartford, Calgary, Tampa Bay, Chicago, Washington, the Bruins, and the Rangers.
So many teams. That is so many teams. That narrows it
Can
down.
you say what
but-
team he played for the most?
I don't remember.
Okay. Like he played for like a whole division of worth of teams.
He played the most for the Chicago Blackhawks, but you'll probably know him from his Calgary Flames days.
He's a
I'm not
Canadian.
gonna. I know.
Do you
I'm
have a
not
guess?
Gonna, no.
Do you have a guess?
He doesn't play anymore.
No. He is retired.
Yeah, I know. Did he just recently retire?
No.
No, he's drafted in '90.
He's been retired for he's been retired for quite a while. Okay, I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah.
He has 2 sons currently playing in the NHL.
Oh my God, Nylander.
What's his name?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael Nylander. The next question was his sons play for the Leafs and the Sabres. And if you guys didn't get that, there was no...
Well, he got it right away, but I realized, yeah, okay, and then Ian got it.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, Ian, we're tied again. Or are you ahead by 2?
No, I'm not ahead by 2.
Boys,
Okay.
I'm on the board. That's what matters.
Yeah, but
Well,
you won't be next week. I'm gonna make it really hard, and it's not Zach Hyman.
But I'm still going to be on the board. That's not going to change. So can we get a quick score update before we call this a show?
Me and Ian each have 3, and some Raggedy guy only has one.
Some poor soul. It's
Okay.
Seb who has one.
Okay, guys, why don't we call this the show? Thank you very much for listening to the Real Good Procast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Declan DeBarp.
Thanks at Ian_Blumenthal.
Marshall Healy.
And
Even
make
though
sh-
this is at the end of our intro or outro thing.
and
Yeah,
make
that's
sure
okay.
you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, one of the many new things that we're rolling out this year in 2019. We just got camera. So thank you very much, everyone.
Follow your hosts on Twitter at DeBarp14, at Ian_Blumenthal, and at Marshall Healy. Don't forget to follow the podcast at Real Good Procast.